Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be doing our stock market weekly recap for September 10th through the 14th. The last time I did this was back in August, but I want to go ahead and continue doing these series, even if I'll try and make them very short. I want to go over the four main indexes as far as their movement, my changes for the week as far as movement goes. I like kind of tracking this inside of my playlist, stock market weekly recaps. That way I can just take a look at the playlist. I can see that over the past 4 weeks we've had green, week after green week after green week. I'd like to expect a red week, a bit of a breathing room in the market. So I'm going to continue to do these. So in this video, I'm going to go over, of course, the four main indexes, positive or negative changes for the week. Go over my portfolio, positive or negative change for the week, percentage wise. Go over some stock futures. Take a look at some stocks that are in the news this week. I know Apple, Tesla, Home Depot, Lowe's, and so on. So we're going to be discussing a few of them there. And then end it taking a look at oil, the US dollar, silver, gold, and bonds. So that's what's in store in today's video. I'll try and make it very quick because it's almost 1 in the morning and I got to be up early because I'm going to be on the road at 9 heading out to look at some real estate with a friend. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, if you are brand new to the channel, I do make videos on stock market and personal finance and of course real estate. So if you're interested in any of that, hit the subscribe button and let's go ahead and get started. So here we have the S&P 500 5 out of 5 days and the green up 1.16%. Very nice movement there. That came in second place this week. We had the Dow Jones up 0.92% this week, 4 out of the 5 days in the green. This one came in third place this week. Dow Jones actually had a bunch of stocks doing very nicely. I don't think the Wells Fargo is in there, but I know that had some negative publicity on it. NASDAQ here is the leader this week, up 1.36%, even with only 3 out of the 5 days positive. It did have some nice spikes there with, I believe, semiconductors are coming back. That's what really helped them out. And then we had the Russell 2000 in the back in fourth place, up 0.15% this week. I didn't track the changes for last week's in a video, so I'm not sure where they were at as far as the indexes went. So I believe my portfolio was actually down and a bunch of the other indexes were down last week. So this week everything positive, kind of recovering from their losses. Futures are currently looking positive as we're going into Monday. I don't expect any news to come out Saturday, Sunday that'll affect on the market on Monday. And then going right into Apple Monday, Apple discussed saying that they could see, let's see here, what was it? Their tariffs, the tariffs that are going to be implemented on Chinese goods could affect their prices by as much as 25%. Trump came out tweeting that Apple should make their products in the US to avoid the tariffs. We'll see how that happens. I think that would help out job-wise. And, kind of, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, jobs are already at all-time highs, so we'll see. Wednesday, they came out with their new phones. They came out with, I believe, 3 new phones: the iPhone XS, the iPhone XR, and the iPhone XS Max, which will be like $1,000 and $1,099, and their cheapest phone will be $750, like $749. It's very inexpensive. Probably one of the most inexpensive phones for like an iPhone that's actually very capable. I have an iPhone 6. I don't plan on upgrading it. I know I'm a few generations behind, but I don't plan on getting an iPhone in the next upgrade. I think I'm going to be getting like a Galaxy whatever next, like a 10 or whatever, but we'll see how that kind of goes in the future. So that's what's going on with Apple, up 1.15%. This one kind of held my portfolio back. And on Friday, down 1.22%, Wednesday down 1.22%, but throughout the rest of the week, barely up 5%, with Tuesday and Thursdays positive there. So actually, Monday adding to that negativity. So I thought they were going to be doing pretty good this week. They hit 128 last week. Their top is 229. So yeah, they are coming off those highs. Tesla also in the news this week. Elon Musk came out and tweeted that their Model 3s are, the customer service for them is taking a little bit longer to respond due to the significant increase in vehicle delivery volume. That's what Elon Musk had tweeted out. So it's kind of like a hint for Wall Street and investors, saying that next quarter, watch out for them. They're going to be laying out some numbers higher than expected, possibly, but we shall see when that date comes. Also, a couple of their higher ups are leaving the dealership but investors chose to kind of focus on those lows, buying up the stock up 12.14% this week. Home Depot's and Lowe's also on the news this week, basically kind of getting some publicity from Hurricane Florence as it's kind of ripping through North Carolina. It's unfortunate those people out there are kind of out without power. I know a lot of people are trying to get out of the area, but a lot of people are also in the area. Kind of reading up on the news there, I follow it. Interesting. But getting Lowe's hit some all-time highs here on Wednesday of $114.54. I did move a little bit off and then kind of recovered here towards the end of Friday, closing at $113.89. Very great, very good company. Wouldn't buy it right now, but I had owned Lowe's back in 2017. Nike up this week off basically all-time highs here on Thursday. The publicity from Nike when Colin Kirkpatrick, I believe his name is, and the whole media, it's been blasted everywhere. I know everyone on my Facebook feed has been posting this. Thank you for the publicity. Nike's hitting all-time highs. I know everybody on the Facebook dividend groups are talking how they bought Nike on that dip. I believe Nike dipped like 5-6% the last couple weeks. So when there's blood in the streets and people are making bad news, news helps sell. Negative news is the best news for investors. So Nike up 3.97% this week, hitting some all-time highs there on Thursday at $83.90. MU in the correction territory, down 23%. Basically 24% just within the last 4 months. This puts them in correction territory. I know a lot of investors are buying into this at that $60 price point here back in the past. Now I know they're kind of hurting there. If you had to buy a stock between MU and AMD, I would have definitely bought AMD just because this is sort of the underdog. I know they're not in the same field. This one makes basically like a processor with NVIDIA. I have an AMD Ryzen 7 in my computer. And it's a great chip, does exactly and more of what I want to do. And between the Intel and the Ryzen, I went with the Ryzen just because it was less expensive, had more computing power, and worked out great. So AMD hitting all-time highs, up year to date 218.29%, 5-day change up 19.5%. If any of you guys have this stock out there, I'm not a very growth investor right now. I'm not focused on a bunch of growth stocks right now. My portfolio is very conservative right now with dividends and buying up real estate. But if you guys did own this one, let me know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people did have this one out there. So Verizon hitting all-time highs this week, announcing they're going to be releasing their 5G with launch in October. AT&T also came out saying, hey, we're going to be launching right around that same time frame. AT&T, great stock to own if you had bought this during that dip. Verizon as well, they dipped down into the $45 point back during February, March time frame. Now they're hitting all-time highs, so that's pretty crazy there. Or all-time highs for the year, maybe. I thought they hit all-time highs this week. Qualcomm also in the news this week. They announced a stock buyback program of 178 million shares. That would put them right around $30 billion. So their shares were up 4% on the week here. On Thursday, up 3.99% or about 4%. Ending 5-day change, 6.69%. Interesting stock there. Adobe Systems also released their earnings on Friday, beating Wall Street expectations on revenue and earnings per share, going up 2.3% basically on Friday, and in 5-day change up 5.3%, putting them at all-time highs of $277.61 in the early mornings before pulling back to that $274. Still a great stock. I know Ryan over at the Independent Investor channel, I believe he bought and owns the stock. And then we also had some news out here for Philip Morris and MO, how they're going to be putting some more restrictions on those USB-looking smoke sticks that the smokeless, I don't know what they're called. They're like Jubies or Zubies or some sorts. But that really helped out Philip Morris and Altria. Altria up 6.66%. That's a bit of a sign there for the stock. I think that's like a Sen stock in one of the motives or the ETFs that I follow. But up 6% there, 6.66% on Monday. And then, what was it? Philip Morris. Let's go ahead and go back to my Philip Morris here. I was looking up Canopy. Up 3.36% on the news on Wednesday before falling back a little bit here on Thursday and Friday. Same with MO, down 3% on Thursday. I was really happy to see this one come off their lows inside my wife's Roth IRA, but it's still kind of sizzling right there. She's still kind of down in the position, but getting those dividends. They did increase their dividends by double digits this week, so that is very nice. Actually, we already covered it in a stock market stock market monthly recap that they had increased their dividends by double digits, like 13-16%. So house builders are currently up 0.92%. I think people are kind of less scared now about real estate. It's more of a cool off and a plateau more than a pullback in a lot of the markets. I know here in my market, our houses here, they're kind of cooling off. People are still buying up. People are still having multiple offers. I'm still competing with people. I put in a couple offers last week. I'm in contract still on my duplex. I closed on my 3-bedroom, 1-bath. I'm getting it rehabbed and worked on. I should have it completed by the end of October, and hopefully I should have a tenant in there soon after. Vacancy is about 1 or 2% there, so I expect there to be a tenant and rehabbed and rented within the next 2 months. So we'll go over the numbers once that happens. We'll go over the total rehab cost, the holding period. I don't have any hard money in it or private money in it. It's all just cash of my money. So very inexpensive to kind of hold it and rehab it and then pull my cash out on the refinance. So we'll go over all of that here in the future. Oil this week. This is a great website. If you head over, I'll have this in the comment section below, but this really tracks the price of the barrel and the oil. Plus down here at the bottom, it has a bunch of the news as far as what goes on every single day. So on Tuesday and Tuesday, oil rose because U.S. sanctions that were hit on Iranian to kind of tighten their global supply actually backfired because our allies were told to kind of ramp up their production, but they didn't, which kind of affected us, saying, hey, we have less oil than we expected. Oil prices, supply and demand, it caused oil to rise by the barrel and kind of got a kickback on Friday, causing it to kind of lose and back off those highs. So oil is still up for the week, 1.55%, but not as high as they could have been if you had sold or just kind of moved up there on Tuesday, Wednesday there off those supply. The U.S. dollar is also down this week. I got hammered here towards the end of the week. I know there's been a lot of people reporting that the next financial crisis will be a debt crisis, and it won't be with consumer debt. It will be with corporate debt. So we shall see how this one kind of rides out. Dollar currently at 94.95. Silver down this week. Gold down this week. If you guys are going to be buying any silver, any gold, do not buy the ETFs, SLV, or GLD. Go out there, go to the mint websites, and just buy physical silver. I have like a bag here of just 1 ounce Troy pure silver, the 31.1 grams, but I got a whole bunch of that stuff, and it's great. It's super inexpensive right now, and it's better to have physical gold versus the paper note that's completely useless and just kind of used to control the what silver and gold are traded at. So you can buy it, you can sell it, and it kind of affects the physical prices as well. So if you're looking to buy some very inexpensive materials, physical materials, go out there and buy physical silver and gold. I know a lot of people are out there buying it. So bonds also down this week. Sell off there on Friday and on Thursday. Down 0.18%. Still very inexpensive. I have seen people asking should they kind of go to bonds or not. I'm not looking to buy any bonds right now. I'm fully invested in the stock market with funds, ETFs, and single investments. I kind of did out my portfolio. I'm 48% in single stocks and 52% in ETFs and mutual funds between my thrift savings plan, my Roth 401k, my Roth, my IRA, my Roth IRA, and then my wife's portfolio, and then her 401b or something like that. So we're pretty diversified as far as funds and single stock allocations, but I don't think we have any bonds in there. And then bond rates remain the same. I believe we're expected to have an interest rate hike here towards the end of the month, but we shall see when it happens. Prime rates are still at 5%. I went out and talked to Chase, talked to a credit union, talked to portfolio lender. I'm trying to get pre-approved for my refinance here in about a month or two. That way I can pull out some or all of my money out of my current bet my real estate, so I can go ahead and buy another house afterwards. So I'll have a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, and I'll have this duplex, and then I'm going to try and buy a couple more properties. And this year, my goal was 1 or 2 properties. I probably, I'll have my 1 or 2 properties. I already have my one. So next year, I'm going to try and double up, and I'm trying to get 4. And then based off those 4, we'll see if I can double up into the next year. If I can find some private investors or so on. So we'll see how it all kind of plays out. I'm still learning, so it's just fun. And then over on Facebook, I posted an interesting article here on how Robinhood, their freemium plan, actually earns them millions of dollars selling out their millennial customers to high frequency traders. That was an interesting article there. I went over stocks that have X dividends. These were all stocks that had a rating of 3.6 to 3.7 to 5 over on dividend.com. Had a couple questions there asked. So a couple interesting stocks here. You can see all the stocks here that are going ex-dividend next week from their ex-dividend date all the way down there. So I, of course, covered my top 5 for next week. So stocks going ex-dividend next week, my top 5 were right there: ECL, BR, CB, RBCAA, and OMC. So those are all in the article. I posted it and I made a video on it here on Wednesday. Yeah, they already kind of announced that all their new phones. There are 3 new phones by Philip Morris. So this was an interesting one. I didn't really want to get into it too much on the video. We're already at 16 minutes, but JP Morgan came out saying and predicted that the next financial crisis will happen sometime around 2020. They're saying that the U.S. stock market is expected to slide between 20 and 30%. They say 20%. I expect a slide of more like 30-40%. This will be sort of like a jump in U.S. corporation bond yield premium of about 1.15% percent points, a 35% tumble in energy prices, and 29% slump in base metals. They're trying to scare people out of metals. Let's see here. A 2.79% point widening in spread in emerging nations and government debt. Emerging markets are already getting hammered. They're just trying to stop you from investing in emerging markets. If you go out there and just take a risk, if you want to buy some emerging markets ETFs, look up EEM, that's an emerging market ETF, and then a 48% slide in emerging market stocks. So imagine just the emerging markets are already down for the year by a huge amount, basically hitting some rock bottom right now. Do you think they could slide an additional 48%? And then they expect a 14.4% drop in emerging currencies. I think, this is JP Morgan predicting this stuff. I think they're kind of biased. They don't want to scare their own investors out of their own funds or the stock market. So they're saying that emerging markets are sort of the downfallers. And then, of course, I put out Ray Dalio also kind of came out talking about corporation and consumer debt. He believes the next financial crisis will be on the corporation end, as corporations have been taking on a lot of debt. Consumers, I say consumers have also been taking on a lot of debt. I know a lot of my friends, they're getting their cars repoed. My brother got his car repoed. I laughed at him. But the currency right now, he's saying that the U.S. currency could actually drop by 30%. Creating a dollar crisis, making our dollar basically just like the Venezuela dollar, just drop it in price and worth very quickly. So interesting articles to check out. If you guys want to check them out, my link for my Facebook page is over in the description below. And then, of course, I already posted this week's changes. I got paid out some dividends from Johnson & Johnson. I made $266, and NLE Capital Management 23 cents. Big baller there. So that is it. I got logged out of my Merrill Edge, so we won't go over any more news. We're hitting that 20-minute mark. So that is it for this week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Again, S&P 500 up 1.16%, Dow Jones up 0.92%, NASDAQ up 1.36%, and the Russell 2000 up 0.5%. My portfolio change for the week is 1.26%, all thanks to Apple dipping back on Friday. Otherwise, I would have had a much better gain there for the week, but I'm still happy in the green. So that is it this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If there is anything you guys would like to see covered in these videos or have removed from these videos, let me know in the comment section below. drop a comment. I like having comments. I like reading your guys' comments. I always reply to all of them. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comment section what I can do to improve the content of the video. And that is it. Of course, as a friendly disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor or tax professional. The information provided is my opinion for entertainment and fun. This is not investment advice. This is just me as a financial investor trying to help others make their money work for them. If I was a little bit sloppy during this video, it's 1 in the morning. I got to be up at 8 and on the road at 9. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.